Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Salutations from the Zenith of London of Ecclesia Gnostica Universalis in Anglia. I've been asked what are my opinions on the future of Thelema. And that's quite the question, isn't it? I think that first and foremost, as I state plenty of times on my social media, on my writings, and more importantly, on last year's post-Thelemic manifesto, I think that it's time to move beyond Crowley. Now, of course, this will be met with some resistance, and it has been met with some resistance. I'm not saying that we have to get rid of Crowley or cancel Crowley, even if I did release a funny image with Crowley cancelled, because why not? What we need is to understand that in order for Thelema to really thrive and expand beyond the few hundreds worldwide that really follow it properly and with dedication, with earnest aspiration, we have to accept that the formula, the current, has moved beyond Crowley's writings. That is not to say that we have to, cancel Crowley again or get rid of his writings or do something completely different and call it Thelema. We have to evolve it. I'm obviously thinking about some very outdated ideas that are presented in some of his books. Not so much the holy books. The holy books stand the test of time, I think. Some that you will find in the Confessions, or even in Liber Aleph. Some things are just completely outdated, in my opinion. And it's time to just move away from being, Aleister Crowley's fan club and really try to get together to evolve a Thelemic theology and a Thelemic system, maybe also a Thelemic system of duty. Again, of course, we do have a text called Duty by Aleister Crowley, but is it really something we can work in this day and age? I don't know. Maybe we have to look into that. And I believe it's very important for Thelema is to move away from it being a USA-centric religion or movement, whatever you want to call it. I don't have any problem calling it a religion. Why is that? Because there's a lot of Thelema outside the USA. There's always been. Of course, I'm thinking of Brazil. Think about it. There's a thriving community here in Brazil. Well, there in Brazil. There's a thriving community of Thelemites worldwide that, honestly, it's time to accept that Thelema did survive thanks to the people in the United States. It's undeniable. Thanks to the people in California, most of all. But the legacy that of those people that lives in organizations such as the Caliphate Ordo Templi Orientis, it's not the best. And it's time to accept that there are other ways. It's almost time to also think out other ways. And that leads me to the third point that I think it's important for the future of Thelema, and it is living behind the idea that this tradition, this current, can only be taught through the OTO or the AA. I think that it's time to come up with new ideas, with new ways of getting about teaching the law, because the law remains for all. Everybody who's in the OTO, in the AA, but also those who are outside. Crowley didn't think about it. Crowley really believed that the whole of Thelema would have been taught through stages, right? The Collegium Gnostica Catholica would have been the entry point. Then the OTO would have taught some specific teachings, and then maybe you would have completed your training to the highest level, like as a doctorate, right, in the AA. It's a neat system, but I'm not sure it works anymore. Mostly because those who were called to keep the legacy of these orders failed it. So I think the future of Thelema is bright if we all collectively accept that it's time to think something new for real, right? As opposed of trying to make the old work, because it hasn't. Simply put, it just hasn't. So that's all for me. Happy first day of the writing of the Book of the Law. This is when I'm recording this message, or happy second day of the writing of the Book of the Law if you're watching this tomorrow. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love and the will.